Hello, thanks for clicking on this video. You might have clicked on this video thinking that this is some kind of in-depth review for OlliOlli Switch Stance, which has just came out on the Switch, and it was meant to be, but I've been so busy this week that this is just a bit of a loose conversation instead, because I didn't have time to write a script. So OlliOlli and OlliOlli 2 Welcome to Olliwood came out a while back on every other console under the sun, and there's so much online about how great these games are, and they are two of perhaps the most perfect side-scrolling precision platformers ever made. I mean that as well, they're just brilliant. I played the sequel on the PlayStation Vita for maybe over 200 hours. It is amazing. I absolutely adore that game, and to play it on the Switch with a slightly higher res screen is a joy. It's perfect. It's the perfect fit for the Switch. So if you've already played OlliOlli and its sequel and you're just looking to play them again and you're here just to see if they're a good conversion on the Switch, they are. It's a brilliant port. They work perfectly. It's just a great fit for that console. So yeah, don't buy it. Go on. It's only 13 quid. You may as well. For everyone else who's never played OlliOlli before, OlliOlli is basically a 2D side-scrolling version of the Tony Hawk's games, crossed with a precision platformer like Mario or Rayman Legends. And I know that sounds really odd, but as you can probably tell by the footage in the background, each level is incredibly short, is made up of multiple routes, and rewards stilled play. Basically, the more you learn about the game, the more it rewards you. So you've got a basic set of tricks. You can pull the stick up or in different directions to perform like a jump trick, for want of a better word. I have never touched a skateboard in my entire life. My entire knowledge of skating comes from early Tony Hawk's games on the GameCube and this. So yeah, a jump trick. So you flip the stick up, and then you can hit the stick at just the right moment to grind. Hitting the stick in different directions does different tricks. You can also perform manuals in order to keep your combo going. If you keep your combo going for the entire run of a course, then obviously you're going to get a really good score. And you also need to hit a button as you hit the ground in order to land your trick with a perfect rating. You can get perfect or fine, or it can be sloppy, and each one corresponds to a certain store multiplier. So precision play, if you hit those buttons at precisely the right time, then you will get the highest score. And that's basically how OlliOlli works. There's like 100 or so levels across both games which come bundled in this collection. Each level has like 5 or 6 challenges per level, and then there are like pro versions of it, and then you can do like individual little bits of them to do like high scores and do more challenges. Like some levels, for example, you might have to keep your same combo going from start to finish, so you have to chain together all of your grinds and jump tricks with manuals, and it can be quite tricky because, as you can tell, all the footage is from the second game, by the way, which is my favourite in the series. I think that the second game alone is worth buying the collection for. All of these levels are designed like a platformer. There are hazards and obstacles and multiple routes and, you know, different levels for you to jump around between when you're grinding, which, as you can imagine, means maintaining one combo very difficult. And then, you know, in the same level you might have to do a certain route to collect 3 idols and then finish without dying, which is more like the platformer than a traditional, you know, pseudo sports title like Tony Hawk. So this is a very complex and tightly designed game in a lot of ways, and it's very unique despite the fact that it wears its influences, you know, quite visibly on its sleeve. There's nothing else like this, and I think that's probably the only thing I'm trying to say in this video. I have such a love for this series that I really wanted to make a really long, in-depth, almost design documentary about how these games are made and put together, and maybe that'll come eventually, but I just feel like to not even just say anything when these release on Switch would be criminal. If you're thinking of buying them, I think if you've got any kind of love for precision platformers or skateboarding games, if you've got like the hole in your heart that Tony Hawk's used to fill, and you've been desperate for a new arcade style skateboarding game for like 15 years, then this will do. Trust me, it certainly replaced those incredible games for me, and then some. These are, in their own right, incredible games, and I'm not lying when I say that they are perfect. For me, these are the perfect kind of games to play when you're visiting family, or you're on a train or a plane and you just need something to delete time in a really pleasurable way. They're just like the perfect pick up and play games, similar to mobile titles, I guess. And I have seen complaints before in the past that, oh, they play like mobile titles, and I mean, they don't, because they're controller based. They afford the player far more input than a mobile version would, but I think they carry across a lot of the same design principles that make mobile games so moreish, like the multiple layers of challenges and high scores and the simplistic gameplay. And I actually think that, yeah, if people are saying that these feel like mobile ports, I think they're missing how well crafted these games are, that they make people feel like these are mobile games. If you let them teach you and they do, they've got incredible tutorials. If you let them teach you how to play them, you will get a lot out of them if you've got like patience, because they're very hard and you will need to repeat levels repeatedly over sometimes hundreds of times, because that's how difficult they are. But it's worth it. It's one of those games where, you know, your patience is rewarded and it doesn't feel like a chore to repeatedly fail at one little thing. Like yesterday, despite the fact that I finished OlliOlli 2, finished its main campaign, it's not like daily grinds and all sorts of brilliant content to keep you playing forever. Yeah, even yesterday I spent 3 hours trying to finish one level that I finished before on both the PlayStation Vita and PC, and I was there all over again, lying in bed, playing the same level on repeat to do one challenge, and I loved it. Again, I just fell in love all over again. I did not regret that time that I spent. Could have been writing this video to make it better, but no, instead I was lying in bed playing this wonderful game, and really do check it out. It is fantastic. I haven't really played much of the original in this port because I prefer the sequel. I think that is just straight up the reason. There's nothing against the first one, I just think the sequel improved on it in so many ways that the sequel is where my heart lies. But they are both brilliant. The only thing I will say about this port is that if you choose one of the games, so let's say you play the first game for a bit and then you want to jump into the second one, I couldn't find a way of doing it. I feel like it boots up each game as individual games that aren't aware of each other, so there's no way to like bat out to that initial selection screen. I had to physically quit out of the game and then go back into it in order to select the other game. I mean, that's very minor on the Switch because everything's so twit and snappy, but if that's the kind of thing that you're looking for in this kind of port review, then yeah, that is a strange omission. Maybe they'll add it back in, maybe they can't, I don't know, but yeah, that's probably the only flaw I found with it. But yeah, it's great, and it is just perfect for the Switch. It is a game that thrives on a handheld, and to have it on a screen as beautiful and as large as the Switches, especially when I played so much of it on the Vita, and it plays perfectly on the Vita, so it plays even better on the Switch with a more comfortable controls theme and a nicer screen. Also, the sequel has multiplayer, which obviously just works perfectly on the Switch. Like, this is a game, it's like the perfect train game, or if you're like stuck somewhere with a friend and you just need to play something for like 20 minutes to kill time, like, this is it. This is the game you want. So what was this? Was this a review? I don't know. It's just me talking for like 9 minutes. But like I say, I love these games so much. I wanted to get something on the channel just to say, hey, this gets my seal of approval for whatever that's worth. These games are perfect for the Switch, and the price point is so ludicrously cheap for how much fun and content you will get. It's worth it. So yeah, buy this. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and buy OlliOlli Switch Stance because it's great. And the developers deserve all of the support and all of the success because I want to play OlliOlli 3. Alright, cheers, bye.